Welcome, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, I'm so glad to see everyone. I see so many friends here who worked with me when I was in the Senate. Thank you for all that you do for our community to uplift and empower us. But especially, let's give a real shout out to our wonderful, dynamic Governor, Wes Moore. Okay. The best governor we have in the whole nation. And also our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller. Your Excellency, Ambassador Joel, thank you for being here with your consular appeal. We are so grateful that you're here to share this wonderful and joyful day, Green American Day, with our whole community here. You always come and you always outreach to our community in a whole partnership with us. Let's give the ambassador. I'd really love to thank our wonderful governor for getting us all here today in the historic governor's reception room. And we are here hosting this wonderful celebration. And we also would like to thank the Lieutenant Governor for her leadership too. Isn't this a dream team, guys, right? Special thanks to the outstanding Korean American leaders who are here today. You are just outstanding. And for Chief Judge Chung K Pak for being, our godfather in a nice way. And guardian, and for help facilitating this wonderful event that we're having today. It's been an honor to work with all of you, especially Senator, in passing those laws to help our community. You make me so proud, and I stand on all your shoulders. And I'd like to just, Governor, shameless. I have with me my outstanding Secretary of State's team. First, my Deputy Secretary, Michael Lori. Where is she? Alexander Liu. Just marvelous Executive Assistant, Kathy Bauer. And Naomi Kim and Natalie Kim. Our National Affairs Director is here. Maybe Nish, and she's here. And Rosanna Montoya. And but first of all, before I introduce the other, if there are other cabinet members, there is Larry Walker here, Reverend Walker, who is the head of stand up, Reverend Walker, Reverend Walker. Homeland Security, Travis Nelson, is he here? Who's just been invaluable to our office. Assistant Chief of Staff, Andy Carper, he's there. And also, we have our legislators here too. Not just any leader, but majority leader of the House of Delegates, David Moon, our legislators here. Yeah. Okay. And of course, we have the second gentleman, Dave Miller. I'll let the Lieutenant Governor introduce her fabulous team, who I very much enjoy working with myself. But I'd like to give a special shout out to our Korean War veterans who are here today. Fought bravely side by side our U.S. armed forces during the Korean War to defend freedom. And now you live here, you've raised families here, and you've worked here, and you've contributed enormously to our economic vitality and cultural richness. So we're so grateful for you today, because I am truly aware of your sacrifice. Let's give them a hand. My mom and dad was a World War II U.S. Navy veteran, and he served in the Atlantic and Pacific. And one of my uncles was a U.S. Air Force, and he served in the Korean War side by side. Many of you who are here today, and of course, our wonderful second gentleman's dad, Jacques Miller in the U.S. Navy. Sorry, Governor Moore, I don't the Navy, I know that they served with bravery and contributed enormously to defending freedom and democracy. So we're so grateful for that today. And thank you, Your Excellency, Ambassador Cho, and Consular Theo for joining us here today. The United States and Korea have had a wonderful bond of friendship and partnership, including our over 33 years of a sister state relationship, and also when Governor Park came up here and signed with our wonderful governor an MOU to advance aerospace and space technologies that benefited both Maryland and those sister states in Korea. But thank you for my Moore Miller colleagues again for being here. And I also see an individual who's in administration. Sean, can you stand up? I forgot. The staff to the motor vehicle administration person. That's an important guy, okay? Remember that. So, and anybody else who we are missing here today? I'll let the governor do that. Well, we are so glad to be here because, you know, the history of America is so incomplete without telling the history of our Korean Americans who for generations contributed enormously to our country, but also to Maryland in so many different ways, including serving bravely in our armed forces, both in Korea and in different wars, and defending freedom and democracy. And they built America and made it the nation it is today, and Maryland too. And so often our contributions have been marginalized or not even mentioned at all. So it's important that we celebrate today because it does honor our many significant contributions to our country. It's for our kids and for everyone to learn about our community, but also for our future generations. So I thank you for being here to share this day. But now let's hear from our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, okay? You all already know very much about her. She's the first Asian and South Asian Lieutenant Governor of our wonderful state. And she came here, like many of you, from Asia. She came from India when she was a young girl. And she had to learn English. She had to overcome overwhelming barriers. And she later distinguished herself as every Asian mother's dream, a civil engineer, okay, in transportation, okay, it's either a doctor or engineer, okay. And she was elected as the first Indian American woman to our House of Delegates, and she worked very tirelessly on bills that matter to our community. And she's here now leading our state forward. Let's give a warm welcome to our wonderful Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller.
Mr. Ambassador, Counselor, 안녕하세요 to everyone. Thank you, Secretary Lee, for your warm introduction. As Maryland's first Asian American Secretary of State, throughout your career in public service, you have demonstrated over and over again that the AAPI community belongs in every room where decisions are being made. So thank you. To Ambassador Chow, to Counselor Heo, welcome to the People's House. I'd like to recognize the Korean American trailblazers in the Maryland General Assembly, Delegate David Moon, as you heard earlier, who is our House Majority Leader, and I believe Mark Chang also, who is not here with us, is also a Korean American that serves the people of Maryland. And to Moore Miller's own Sean Ian, sitting in the back there, who works at the FDA. To the Korean American Association of Maryland, thank you for your leadership in uplifting the Korean American community in our state. Thank you to all of our distinguished guests, and a heartfelt salute to the Korean War Veterans Association and your families. Your courage and sacrifice are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Your service will never, ever be forgotten. And you have the eternal gratitude of a thankful nation. And much like you, there are three individuals who inspire me every single day. My partner in this work, Governor Wes Moore, a U.S. Army combat veteran of the 86th. My partner in life, my husband, David Miller, a U.S. Air Force veteran. And my late father-in-law, Jack Miller, a gentle giant whose soul really proved to be someone that will last forever with myself and our family, who served honorably in the U.S. Navy during the Korean War. Each of them answered the call to serve with courage, commitment, and sacrifice. There's a Korean saying, Tiko mo tesan, gather dust, and it becomes a great mountain. It reminds us that small, consistent efforts can lead to monumental achievements. For the past 122 years, the contributions of Korean Americans to our nation have been like mountains, strong, enduring, and unshakable. Today, the United States is home to 1.7 million Korean Americans, and here in Maryland, we are proud to be home to over 50,000 Korean Americans who excel in science, the arts, armed services, public service, and contribute to some of the most remarkable cuisine I have ever enjoyed. I want to give a special shout out to your friend and my friend, Judge Chung K Pak, Maryland. Judge Pak is someone who has built mountains of progress. Judge Pak reminds us that progress is an ongoing ascent, one we achieve together with strength and with purpose. To each of you, I say thank you for your beauty, strength, and inspiration that you bring to our shared journey. Together, you form the towering mountains that make Maryland a small but mighty state. Governor Moore and I are humbled and honored to represent each of you and the people of Maryland. Thank you for being a part of this spectacular journey called life. Let's keep building mountains together. Happy Korean American Day. May 2025 bring us all peace, unity, and purpose. 감사합니다.
Hey, let's hear it again for him. Back there. He is the guy to go to for the governor, okay? Make sure you know his name, okay, Jamar, okay? And also, I forgot to mention our wonderful Vice Mayor of Cheverly, Amy Chung K Pak. Can you stand up? Another star in our American community. Now, you're gonna in for a treat, okay? We're gonna hear now from you know who, our wonderful Governor Wes Moore. He is our community's sterling champion, and you know that too. He is transforming and making Maryland our decade. I've worked with many of you, when I was a senator and in the community on laws to help us, but I would have never left the Senate, but for being able to have this opportunity to serve under an extraordinary and visionary leader in our Governor, Wes Moore. He is just the best of the best. His administration probably is the most talented, and I'm not just bragging, the most talented and diverse in the nation, with half of his cabinet secretaries being people of color and half being women, and probably the largest number of Asian Americans in his administration. Now that's an accomplishment, right? We are so proud to be all, I know I can speak for myself, to be proudly serving under Governor Moore. And, he not only made history when he was elected as the first black governor and lieutenant governor as the first Asian, South Asian lieutenant governor, but they are the best of the best. I'm really telling you that. They know what they're doing. And they are moving our state forward so that we leave no one behind. Just like any Asian mother's dream, okay? He's one of those classic overachievers, and you know who they are, okay? Who's lived and shared many of our own life's experiences. He overcame enormous obstacles when he was a little kid, a toddler, just like us. He lost his dad and everything as a broadcast journalist when he was about 3, Governor. And his mom, Joy Moore, who is an inspiration role model to us, had to work several jobs to take care of their family. And at a young age of 17, okay, he ran off and joined the military, okay? And he served 4 tours of duty as a U.S. Army Airborne Paratrooper Captain in Afghanistan. Not easy stuff, okay? And he graduated from Johns Hopkins, another Asian American dream. He was a Rhodes Scholar. How many Rhodes Scholars were there here? Okay. He was a White House Fellow, and he's had two New York Times bestsellers. Okay. How many of you guys have done that? Right? He ran a business. Okay. And he headed the largest nonprofit in the nation, what they call the Robin Hood Foundation, devoted to eradicating poverty in our country. And he did it successfully, managing millions of dollars in grants and all sorts of things that help uplift countless communities. Now, Governor Moore has brought his vast professional and life experiences to this office of the governor to help us to propel Maryland forward, to be that state that leaves no one behind. And if anyone works hard and they play by the rules and they do the best they can, they can succeed and do anything, and they become governor. I just want to say this too, because I know he probably doesn't want me to say it, but he has exhibited probably all governors in our country the most leadership skills during the very most challenging of times. Especially during the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, where he swiftly, in just 11 weeks, not 11 months, but 11 weeks, he reopened the Baltimore port and he got things rolling again. And he secured, which was not an easy feat with that, the Congress, I didn't want to say dysfunctional. Don't put that down. But he secured full funding and assistance from Congress to rebuild the bridge. Now that's remarkable. Let's give him a hand on that. That's not only he did. Last year he got all his legislation passed by the General Assembly. Thank you, Delegate Moon. And Senator Clarence Lamb is here too. Majority Leader Moon and Senator Lamb, can you pass our bills again this year, please? They're good bills. Okay. So we're hoping to have another prosperous year, and for Governor Moore to build on the foundation and the partnership he's already developed with our General Assembly. And he's working very hard for us, so let's all support him. But let's give a warm welcome to our wonderful Governor, Wes Moore. Come on.
안녕하세요. And I want to say just how extraordinarily blessed we are to have you all here, and extraordinarily blessed that we are to have Susan Lee as not just Maryland's first Asian American Secretary of State, but someone who is a dear friend and a role model for each and every one of us. Madam Secretary, God bless you. And also, I have to echo what a joy it is to have not just my dear friend, but someone who I admire deeply, Aruna Miller, as not just the state's first Asian American Lieutenant Governor, but someone who every day continues to make us so proud in everything you do. Aruna, God bless you. And Ambassador Chung, my friend, it is wonderful to have you back here, and to say just how important that this relationship and how important that this friendship is. Councilor Hush, I want to say welcome to the State House as well. It's powerful to be here and have the backdrop be these flags. Because it doesn't just symbolize a connection and a closeness. It symbolizes an unbreakable bond. It symbolizes an understanding that the strength of one comes from the support of the other. And that no matter how trying days, and no matter how complicated the future might feel or might look, the thing that we can continue to rely on is the closeness of our past and the direction of our future. That by staying together, by staying united and side by side, we know that we have bright days ahead. And I say that also knowing that we are here with just some remarkable human beings, and that is so many of our public servants and our guests, and also I want to say thank you to all of our veterans who are here today. That we all know that we can bask under a freedom that you helped to provide. That we all have been supported by a freedom that you helped to protect. And that matters. And it's something that will never be forgotten, because the foundation of everything that we are built on is a foundation that you have helped to instill. And I'll tell you a little bit of history for the building that we are in. This is the oldest operating state house in the entire United States. That this building right here, where we are sitting in Annapolis, Maryland, actually has the distinct honor of being the only state capitol that used to be the capital of the United States of America. That this building that we are in has an amazing history, where the first peaceful transfer of power, the first time where democracy was actually not just upheld, but democracy was in many ways given birth and wings, actually didn't just happen in this city. It happened downstairs, where General George Washington walked into this building as leader of the Continental Army, and it was downstairs that he said, "This power does not belong to me. The power belongs to the people." And he walked into the building as General Washington, and he walked out the building as a farmer, as the most powerful job that we have in our society, citizen. The amazing thing about this building, and why I think it is important to share that, is this building was also built at a time when African American people were enslaved. That this building was also built at a time when women did not have the right to vote. This building was also built at a time when many Korean American people within our society found themselves forced to the margins of society. That when this building was built, oftentimes by the hard work and the vision for many of those who came before us, that the hope of what it would symbolize was something that was still yet unrealized. That's why today is so powerful. Because today is the recognition of a hope. Today is the recognition of something that people hope for and envision for, but even in their lifetime, maybe did not be able to see with their own eyes. But they're looking down today with pride. They're looking down today with an understanding that in order to get to today, it took work. It took commitment. It took many of the people who are sitting here who are willing to say that I'm willing to sacrifice myself in order to make sure that those who come after us will have a better and a brighter future. That's the only path forward. The only path forward that we have is one that we understand the unity of our people, but also the power of our partnership. The power of what we see, and that we know that it extends well beyond generations. And it's also knowing that in this time and in this moment, that especially where things might feel uncertain or things are shifting and moving, then we know that there's a durability of our democracy that does matter. A durability of our democracy that is reinforced by people like my friend Judge Pak. A durability of democracy that's reinforced by partners in this work like Majority Leader Moon, like people like Senator Lamb, like people like Sean Nunn, and Linda Hahn, and Delegate Cheng, and President Sheridan, and Sun Min Yong, that there are people every day who continue to fight to make sure that progress happens, because progress is not inevitable, but progress is in fact possible, as long as we're willing to do the work. And last summer, Secretary Lee and I had a chance to meet with Ambassador Chung. And it's a fantastic, fantastic meeting. And we discussed how Maryland and the Republic of Korea can partner and lead and work together. And how do we think about exchanges on a social side, exchanges on an economic side, exchanges on a cultural side. Because so much of the pride that we have within the people, within our state, are Korean Americans who live in the state of Maryland. That they are a huge part of not just our pride, but our fuel about how we can grow our economy and how we're going to prioritize industries, how we're going to think differently about investments in things like life sciences and aerospace and defense and quantum. We discussed the power of our immigrant communities, both here and abroad, and the uniqueness of the fact that here in the state of Maryland, we don't just have a son of immigrants as the governor, we have an immigrant to this country as our state's lieutenant governor. That we understand the power that immigrants play. And we understand that if we want to be able to have a society that grows, and a society that competes, and a society that wins, it means we must be a welcoming society. Because that has been the thing that has given us the strength in the first place. So this commitment to me is not political, it is very, very personal. It is very personal because I know I come from the roots of people who came to this country with a hope of something not just better for them, but for their children and their grandchildren. That I come from the roots of Linnell Thomas, who was born in Cuba and raised in Jamaica and eventually immigrated to this country. That I come from the womb of Joy Moore, who was born and raised in Jamaica and then eventually came to this country, I think at 7 years old, with just a belief that this country, in many ways, could provide a space and a place for not just her dreams, but the dreams of the children that she would eventually have. The people who they love, the people who they support. The pathway that you all helped to forge. So, I stand here today with a deep sense of pride and gratefulness, because so many of the opportunities that we have in front of us as a state, you helped to forge. You helped to make happen. And so much of the hope and optimism that we have for our direction going forward is because I know we are not standing alone. It's because we're going to do it together. That's how we will win. Together and side by side. And so it is my distinct honor, if I could ask you, Ambassador Cho, to come join me, that I would like to now issue this official Korean American Day proclamation to you, Ambassador, marking our partnership and our friendship and of the great things to come. So, if you, Madam Lieutenant Governor, and Madam Secretary, can join me as well. It says here, from the Governor of the State of Maryland, the 122nd Korean American Day, January 13th, 2025. Whereas on January 13th, 1903, the first Korean immigrants arrived in the United States, both facing and overcoming difficult conditions. And whereas the first Korean immigrants in the United States created a vibrant and successful community that has fought for our nation's freedom and democratic way of life and has been characterized by an unparalleled work ethic, a strong value for education, and an entrepreneurial spirit. Whereas it is fitting that we celebrate and honor Korean immigration to the United States and the Korean American community's invaluable contributions to our rich cultural diversity, economic strength, and proud heritage. Whereas achievements and contributions of Korean Americans can be seen throughout the nation in business and academia, in the arts, in science and engineering, medicine, literature, journalism, government, the military, and numerous other areas. Now, therefore, I, Wes Moore, Governor of the State of Maryland, do hereby proclaim January 13, 2025, as Korean American Day in Maryland, and we do commend this observation for all of our citizens. Signed, Secretary of State Susan Lee, Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller, and Governor Wes Moore. Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and Secretary of State Lee. But I'm so moved that we all made history, become the first African American governor, first Asian American Lieutenant Governor, and first Asian American Secretary of State. It's great honor and pleasure for me to work with you, probably the first Korean American ambassador to work with you all. And I also like to recognize friends from the Korean community, and in particular the veterans of the Korean War and President Song. Thank you for joining us today. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm so delighted to join your celebration recognizing the invaluable contributions the Korean American community has made to the fabric of this country and the state. This year particularly notable because it marks the 20th anniversary of the U.S. Congress passing a resolution supporting the goals and aspirations of Korean American Day. In addition, here in Maryland, Governor Moore just issued a proclamation recognizing Korean American Day across the state. This proclamation celebrates history and heritage of Korean Americans in Maryland, while reaffirming the importance of diversity and inclusion in building a strong society here in Maryland. Governor Moore, thank you for this recognition, and we appreciate how your leadership reflects Maryland's commitment to honoring the contributions of all communities. The state of Maryland has long been a hub for brilliant and successful Korean Americans. From the prominent NBC journalist Eun Yang, who went to high school and university in Maryland, and Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens star safety, who could bring Baltimore a Super Bowl win this year. But don't forget your neighbor. Washington Commander survived the last night. And Edward Lee, who achieved the worldwide fame on the hit Netflix show Culinary Class 1 and operated one of his renowned restaurants in the National Harbor. Maryland is also home to a number of Korean Americans, leaders working tirelessly for the people of Maryland. Just to name a few, these include Chief Administrative Law Judge Park Chung-gi and Delegate David Moore, the House Majority Leader, and Delegate Mark John, Vice Chair of the House Appropriation Committee. But these inspiring pioneers make a remarkable stride in their field. But they are only a small sample of Maryland. 50,000 Korean Americans, each of whom is helping to foster mutual growth and friendship between Korea and the great state of Maryland. our bilateral ties continue to get stronger. And through cutting-edge high-tech business cooperation, expanding trade volumes, and educational collaboration, and sister-state relationship. Today's success stands in stark contrast to the hardship faced by the first Korean immigrant, actually who arrived here in the early 20th century, facing immense struggles and isolation. Despite this hardship, they dedicated their lives to building a brighter future for themselves and for their families and the next generation, and laid the foundation for the vibrant community we celebrate today. While the paths of today's trailblazers were vastly different from those of their predecessors, they share the same resilience, determination, pride, and faith. Through their courage and perseverance, they are weaving inspiring stories that move our united history forward and nurture the ground on which the Korea-US alliance, one of the history's most successful international partnerships, rests. If the earliest Korean immigrant could see us today as one of the US indispensable allies and is number one foreign investor and job creator, I'm confident that they will be very proud and probably amazed. As we look to the future, and we clearly face many challenges, we are all concerned about the current political situation in Seoul. And we've been devastated by the Jeju airline tragedy in Jeollanam-do, which is Maryland's sister state. So on behalf of the people of Korea, I want to thank you for the warm messages you have extended to us in these tumultuous days. But despite these difficulties, we have reason to be proud of what we have accomplished together. And we have reason to believe in the future of Korea and the resilience of Korean democracy, as we can see from the enduring Korean-American legacy. So going forward, I will continue to work, and I will continue to do everything I can to strengthen the ties between our countries in a comprehensive and mutually beneficial way. And I look forward to having all of you as my companion in this journey. And congratulations to everyone who made today possible. And thank you once again, the State of Maryland, for all of your support. Your leadership reminds us that our shared journey is one of our strengths, unity, and progress. Thank you so much.
Okay, now Ambassador Chung will present Governor Moore with a proper appreciation for his efforts to support the Canada community in Maryland. You want to see? The plaque goes as a plaque of appreciation presented to our wonderful governor in the state of Maryland, Wes Moore, in appreciation of your extraordinary dedication and devotion to supporting a more vibrant Korean-American community and to deepening friendship between the Republic of Korea and the state of Maryland. This day, January 13, 2025, from Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, Hyundong Cho. Please, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Now, we would like Second Gentleman David Miller to be here. Ambassador Cho will present Second Gentleman David Miller with the Ambassador for Peace Service Medal, which will be received on behalf of his late father, who was a Korean War veteran. This commemorative medal is an expression of appreciation from the Korean government to the United States veterans who served in Korea during the Korean War. Jacques Curtis Miller, the late father of Second Gentleman Miller, was 19 years old, not 17, but 19 years old when he joined the U.S. Navy to serve aboard the USS Rochester During the Korean War, while in the Navy, he was awarded the Korean Service Medal and the United Nations Service in the Navy, Occupation, and National Defense Medals. Let's give a warm.
Your father probably will sit together with the Korean War veterans here.
Thank you so much.
Next, we have a presentation from the Korean War Veterans Association of Greater Washington. They want to provide 60th Korean War commemorative medal to the governor for his service to the immigrant community, especially Korean immigrant community. And they are really grateful for all your hard work for the benefit of all communities in Maryland. Mr. Chung, and for the veterans. 다 나오시죠? 베트런들 다 나오시죠? 여기 옆에 쓰세요. 여기 다 나오셔갖고 여기 옆에 쓰세요. 이쪽으로. 저기. 건너서. And the picture, why don't you stand next to him?
I love it. Oh, excuse me. Jump that forward, please, sir. There, thank you. Perfect. Very good.
This medal is made from fence that divided North and South Korea. When the fence was removed, it was melted into the metal for those who have assisted immigrant community and make a huge difference, and is given to those individuals. I want to thank the Korean War veterans, and now before the group photo, I'd like to invite individual organization leaders for the copy of proclamation. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, would you guys come down and present the, and Secretary Soo Jung-lee, and Delegate Moon, and Senator Clarence Lam, and the Larry Walker, would you come down? Governor, when I call there, you give one to the each leader. First, may I have Linda Han? She's the chair of the Peaceful Unification Advisory Council and president of Global Han Hyundong.
Next to the governor, maybe?
Next. Next, Sua An from the Korean Society of Maryland. Next, Korean American Foundation President Rosa Park. Next, Korean American Organization of Korean American Women Incorporated, Mr. and Mrs. Stryden. Next, Korean Community Service Center. Next, Vice Mayor of Shem, Amy Chen Fry. Next, Kegru of Maryland. Korean Grocers Association of Maryland. Mario Chen. Next, former president of Korean American Chamber of Commerce, Nicholas Song. Next, Korean War Veterans Association, President Song. Next, Korean American, Montgomery County Korean American Association President, Young Kim. Next, Korean American Senior Citizens Association President and Vice President, Mr. Lee and Ms. Kim. Next, Chairman of the Baltimore Sheriff's Advisory Council, Mr. Bruce Yee. Next, accuser President Ronald Chang. Next, Koreatown board member. Next, Howard County Community Association former president, Mr. Nam. Next, Commissioner Elena Lee. Vicky Lee from the Korean American Montgomery County Association Vice President. Next, Korean American Senior Association, Howard County. 뒤에 계신 분? 아니요? Shannon and the twins. You do.
Naomi Kim and Natalie Kim. Now you're on my executive team.
Sorry.
Secretary,
Next,
Secretary.
Reverend.
Secretary.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. We want to get you in the photo. Thank you so much.
Do whatever Joe
Next,
tells me.
Reverend. Miss Wang from the Sun's radio system. Oh, and the Nogyong Park. Why don't you come in?
Right.
I want to separate.
Oh.
I will take you up on that. Also, your questions do not have our offices, so challenge cone. Also, thank you. Send it to you earlier, but it looks like you don't have it. I'm going to have it on there now, I promise you. Thank you. Congratulations.